ఐఎమ్ బాసు, ఫిల్మ్ డైరెక్టర్, లో బడ్జెట్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ జాబ్ కూడా రిజైన్ చేసి వచ్చాను. తనే నా ఫీమేల్ లీడ్. యాక్షన్! నైస్.
Nani, welcome to India today. This is Tushar. This
Hi,
is really exciting to have a conversation with you simply because Shyam Singha Roy is making waves. It had so much riding on it in terms of expectations just by the sheer scale of the film. One of the very few films in the recent years that has come out on this epic scale, a subject that is very different, a story that we haven't seen in a very long time. I want to start this conversation to take you back in time when the film came to you, right? As an actor and as a creative person, a lot of things go through your mind. What is your process as an actor to say yes or no to a film?
I actually don't overthink, Tushar. I just I listen to the script like as an audience. I don't listen to it like Nani or what should I be doing it or should I not be doing it, or as an actor, is it the right film for me at this point of time? I actually listen to script like an audience. Like I kind of watch that film in a theater in my head, and then if I enjoy that whole experience, the whole narration or whatever I have seen in my head, then I just jump in. And Shyam Singha Roy was an experience in my head when I heard it, and I was just hoping that we would be able to recreate it, and I think we totally did it, and actually better than what I have imagined it came out. So thanks to all my departments and all the technicians.
Absolutely. That is obviously one part of it, is you watch it as an audience in your head, like you said, like you would probably react in a certain way when the narration happens. Then comes the part of physically transforming yourself and mentally transforming yourself for that character. As an actor, do you stay with the character when you go back home, or are you are you an actor who's very impromptu on set?
No, I'm very quite impromptu on set. There will be few roles, and there will be particularly few scenes. Sometimes when there are a little too intense and the whole day you've been at it, you tend to take it back home, because that kind of that whole emotion extends itself. You can't suddenly just leave that emotion and go. That's not method acting or anything. It's just the power of that character or an emotion you just played that day. So I just go to the location, and then just before the shot I just prepare for it, and then I actually do it. But there are few times with Jersey, with Shyam Singha Roy, it did happen that I did take it home.
And in particular with Shyam Singh Roy, obviously because it's such an interesting story that you go back in that era, your body language changes, the way you look changes, right? Tell me, what was the most, I would say not difficult, but what was the day on set that has stayed with you after the film has come out? Any particular scene or any day that has stayed with you even now?
Oh, there are so many like that. Actually, particularly the climax scene, I think we were so overwhelmed with the way the scene shaped up, and that was the first scene we shot together, me and Pallavi. And by then we didn't even know what Shyam and Rosie's, how the story, and we know the story, but we don't know how it will all look like. And because we haven't even got into those get-ups or anything, that because in the present day scenario we were shooting the climax scene. And the day when we shot it, we had an online editor, and we did watch that scene that day itself, and half of the unit had tears in their eyes. So we knew that we delivered the right impact for the last scene, and it kind of motivated us to get the whole Shyam and Rosie portion so well, because we understood the emotion between them, and that it kind of made it easier to crack Shyam and Rosie. Yeah, so that'll be my most personal favorite experience of shooting that last scene.
Yeah, definitely. I think the climax does stay with you even after the film ends. It becomes a part of your memory. That is intense. I have to speak to you about the current fascination towards South films vis-a-vis Bollywood. And it's an ongoing conversation in the industry. There are two ways to look at it. One is, oh, suddenly we have woken up, and now post the success of Pushpa, there is this focus on South films. A lot of fans, a lot of people who haven't watched your work are now revisiting and watching your work despite the language barrier. How do you look at this sudden interest in the industry, in the South industry?
I think it's always been there, but in a different way, because I think a lot of huge blockbusters of Bollywood are remakes of South films, and so the influence of South cinema was always there on Bollywood, but they didn't really highlight because it was a remake. So you get to watch the Hindi version only, not the original one. I think those times are changing right now, because there's a lot of pan India films coming from South, and you get to see the original film with the original actor. With the remakes, when you watch the remake, you actually, if you like the remake, you actually go check out the original also. Now, because you have the source, you have OTTs, you can actually go, look for that film. Earlier, there was no option like that. So now, I think when they like a film, or when they hear about a film on social media or something, they are coming and watching the original with the subtitles, and that's the reason I think now we speak a lot about South cinema or Telugu cinema really spreading its wings and being talked about so much. So yeah.
Absolutely. And you also have a very deep connect with Bollywood, because I know how close and passionate you are to Jersey. It's a very special film to you, and you hold it very, very dear to your heart. When the trailer for Shahid's film came out, you did go on social media and you gave out your expressions and emotions about how much you loved that particular trailer. But I want to understand, as somebody who has done a film, has got so much love for it, has gone through the process, how does it feel to see somebody else do it? Like, it's like a mother-child relationship, or is it easy to let go, or are you very accommodating?
I can't let go with my jersey, my version of jersey. Definitely, if in the same version if you do a head replacement or something, I'll be very bothered, obviously. But this was like, again, that story being retold, and the fact that it's being retold by Gautam itself. I know Gautam. See, why was there so much heart in Jersey, apart from all the departments or actors or we all delivering? Because of Gautam, because of his vision, because of his how he really got that life into that story, and how he has written his script. So when Gautam is handling it, when the original director itself is handling it, I knew the same heart will be there in the Hindi version also. So, and I was really looking forward to see. Now, Jersey is my film, and I know it's a beautiful story, very, very close to my heart. No matter what, when I'm watching Jersey, along with the story, I'll also be seeing if I delivered it right, or if I so there will be that little detachment to the story, where I kind of look at myself also and say, hey, did I do it right? I wanted to experience the story as the story, completely, like as an audience. So here is an opportunity for me to do that with the Hindi version. So I was very, very excited to see the trailer, and I could see all heart again, like the Telugu version, because the original director Gautam is handling it, and I know he delivered it. But looking at the visuals, I know, obviously, but I also know that Gautam will get it right.
That's a very interesting take. I was speaking to Tovino when Minali came out, right? And he told me that I don't really want to get into Bollywood films. I'm very happy doing Malayalam cinema. In fact, I want to promote Malayalam cinema all across the world. And now there is so much interest in regional cinema that this is a great opportunity for actors who are not known to now speak to pan-India audience, like you said, or Hindi-speaking audience. What is your understanding and your interest in doing a Bollywood film, and how do you look at it?
Yeah, no, I do. I do agree with Tomino, because I think now that we have you know s- uh, with the OTTs, or with the technology, with all the recent developments, I think everyone can watch the film from anywhere in the world, any language, with the subtitles, and people are enjoying. Why is Shyam Singha trending on top on Netflix across the world? That's because, not just because Telugu people are watching it, because everybody who ever heard that the film is good are watching it, even if they don't understand the language, they're watching it with the subtitles. So I think now the priority should not be about working in Bollywood or Tollywood, or any other industry. The I think priority should be about making great content, because once you make great content, it automatically reaches out to every industry. So you really need not run behind something, once you really do a great film. So I think focus should be on that. And someday, if there is something coming from Bollywood, which is great, which I feel that, oh, this will be nice, I'll definitely do it 100%. But every film need not be that, or you need not be thinking about making it a pan-India film or something like that, because the content will, for itself, will take that route if it needed.
Right. Are there any directors in Bollywood whose work you follow or you really like, or that is very close to your
Oh,
values?
so many directors. I am a big fan of Raju Hirani sir, and I'm a big fan of Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir. So there are a lot of directors who I really really like in Hindi.
In
Meghna Gujrat, yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
beautiful name again. In Shyam
yeah.
Singha Roy,
Zoya sir,
also
yeah.
what stood out is your chemistry with Sai. Chemistry with Sai was something that a lot of people spoke about. They really liked both of you on screen. It's not easy to create that kind of chemistry with a co-star. Talk to me a bit about that process. How was that magic created between the two of you?
I think the chemistry also comes from how well you understand the script and how the script is written. It all starts from there, and then when you get actors who do understand the emotion behind every line written, I think that is what is true chemistry. It's not something on screen which we do with our physical movements or some choreography or something. I think the chemistry uh, is the eyes. When the eyes know what it feels, when the eyes know what it needs to feel or need to portray, I think that is true chemistry. And I think I was so we are all so lucky that someone who understands Rosie so well
Yeah.
played Rosie. Saipali was brilliant in that role. So when and with the script with Rahul's inputs, I think I've understood who Shyam was and what he feels for Rosie and what Rosie feels for Shyam. So when we understand that, when it shows in our eyes, I think the chemistry works, and that's exactly what happened with Shyam Singha.
Absolutely. And I think Rosie, like you said, she nailed it. I think that was a very difficult character to get. She got it to the T.
Totally, yeah.
And the excitement from fans is now to see you both again together, because once something is successful and it sort of becomes a
Yeah,
benchmark.
yeah,
What
yeah.
are your
And
views
becomes a
on
big
that?
challenge. No, that's actually a huge challenge. Actually, it's kind of a big pressure. So I also told Pallavi that no matter what we come back together, it should be above Shyam Singh, or it should be something amazing, very away from Shyam Singh. At the same time, it should be really really amazing, and that's a big challenge. So I told her, let's not work together for any film. It better be something really really amazing.
Right. And do you think like a Netflix, has actually brought the audience and opened the doors to cut across language barriers? Like in the film, there is a very interesting scene where a Bollywood producer is showing interest in the film, in the script, right? So everybody lights up, say, "Oh, you're getting a Bollywood film. That is such a big thing." And that whole scene, which basically shows the interest that Bollywood, of course, is the big dream for every actor. Uh, what is your take on
No,
that analysis?
not really. It didn't mean that. It just trying to show that. Obviously Bollywood is it's a huge industry, the biggest industries in our country. The reason I'm saying one of the is because I think everyone is catching up now, and we are doing some amazing, even numbers wise, business wise. I think the noise wise, I think there are films now. Look at RRR. Entire country is talking about RRR. It's just that for some newcomer, for a guy who made a short film, who made his first film in Telugu and became a hit. Oh, then he got an opportunity from Hindi. It kind of shows his, that instant growth, that overnight stardom. That kind of an we wanted to create that kind of a mood before he gets arrested for the plagiarism, and I think that is the reason we took that route. And definitely, Bollywood is huge, and then we all have grown up watching some amazing films in Hindi. So that respect and that thing is always there. It's not that everybody is set off to make something in Bollywood, but we love Bollywood as an industry, and so I think that's how that scene was shaped.
Right. And my final question is, what are fans going to watch you now? Because clearly the fact that this film has done so well and it's now on every possible chart and creating those kind of waves, what's next for you?
The next film is called Ante Sundaraniki, which will be releasing this summer, and we are going to start promotions very soon. And it's a laugh riot. It's completely opposite from Shyam Singha Roy, and it's going to be madness in theaters.
I think we will all be looking forward to that, because Shyam Singha Roy is going to stay with us for a while till you
Yes.
come up with your next film. All the very
Yeah.
best for that. This was an
Thank you.
amazing conversation. Thank you so much for speaking to India today.